Hi everybody, long time no see. I wanted to do a Q&A today to kind of kick things back off because a lot of you have questions as to where I am and what am I doing and all that kind of stuff. And that's a huge part of some of the questions that you've sent me. So I want to hopefully address those today. I reached out to you guys on Instagram several weeks ago now, and you left me 100 million questions. So obviously I can't get to all of them, but I want to get to as many as I can. So here we go. The overwhelming question, probably 50% of you, sent in a question along the lines of, number one, are you dancing again? Or number two, are you going to be joining a company again? You want to know what I'm up to because I've kind of been leaving you little breadcrumbs here and there on Instagram with various photos and little things. I am working towards that. Yes, that's the short answer. A couple years ago, I think I even got on my vlog channel and I said, guys, I'm not going to dance again. I think I'm done. But through the various circumstances over the last several months in my life, you guys probably all know by now if you've watched previous videos and things, that I am no longer married, and that took a huge toll on me, but it also got me back in the studio. That's kind of how I got through it. I dropped a ton of weight and started dancing again just to kind of get myself through it. And through that process, I realized that I still got it. So at least I think I do. So I've been back training, and I don't really want to give any specifics right now because I am a huge don't count your chickens before they hatch kind of person. I don't know. I don't want to give too much and then have to backtrack, but I do have some plans. But the ultimate goal is to be on stage in a company again. So there is your answer. I am really working hard. Things are going very, very well. And I'm just very hopeful and am really trying to get there. And I really think I can do it. You know, I think this whole past year, the awful stuff that went down, I think that was kind of a turning point for me. And if I could really do this and get back on stage, what a story. You know, because I resigned myself to the fact that I would never dance again. So I am back in class and doing it and fully jumping and on point and doing turns. I mean, it's all there. It's all back. So we'll just see. It's going to be a matter now of who's going to take me. But yeah, I really hope that all works out. I don't want to say too much more again because I don't want to be like, I'm doing this and then have to backtrack. But honestly, that was like, I can't, well, first of all, look at this. You guys went nuts on questions. So that was the number one overwhelming question. So there it is, you guys. That's what I'm working towards. Very, very hopeful that things will work out. Are you going to do your podcast again? Yes, I would also like to go back to my podcast. I know it's been a very, very long time, like at least 6 months since I've done a podcast episode, but I do want to go back to the podcast. That's part of this, getting back to all of this. But I think that answers another question. You guys have said, where have you been? Why haven't you posted a video in a while? Honestly, I've been taking time for me. I've been taking time to train and to be in class. And honestly, without getting into specifics, the last couple years, I gave up everything for everyone else. And I literally put all of my hopes and dreams and goals on hold for everybody else. So I'm really using this time as time for me. And part of that has been, I've really been killing myself to get back in shape, and I just have kind of let the YouTube and the podcast slide, which I want to pick back up now because that is now part of this journey, but I just needed some time to really focus on me because I hadn't had that in a really long time. So that's where I've been. All is good. This time, nothing is bad. Unlike the big gap last time, nothing is bad this time. So we will pick up the podcast. Do you have any beauty secrets? Because you look amazing. Thank you. That's another question I want to ask you. Leave me a comment. Do you want me to go back to any makeup videos? Are you interested? Are you not interested? Do you want to stick to the ballet? Let me know. Because I know now videos are less, I want to do 1 a week instead of 2. So I don't want to take up time with a makeup video if you guys are not interested. So let me know. But in terms of beauty secrets, I take what works for me. Let me preface that. I take collagen for hair and skin and an omega-3. I try and drink a lot of water, get a lot of sleep. I never, ever, 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 I've said this before, ever go to bed with makeup on. I don't care how tired I am. I will take it off. And I think it's just taking care of yourself, honestly, and finding out what works for you. Don't put yourself on some crazy diet because somebody else is doing it. You have to really work what works for you. For example, now the way, like I told you in the update video months ago, I lost most of my weight because of the circumstance, but I have actually kept it off. Doing my thing is moderation. Like I can eat one Hershey Kiss and be fine. I don't need 10, I don't even need 4. I can do 1. I have that much. I'm at a point in my life where I have a lot of self-control. I rarely finish anything. That's kind of what I do. I'll eat whatever I want, but I just don't eat a lot of it. I think through that process of not being able to eat for a while, my stomach shrank. So oftentimes my eyes are bigger than my stomach. So I will, be out at a restaurant and think, oh, I'm really hungry. And then I get a third of the way into it and I'm like, no. So I always take it home. It's very economical, by the way, to take a dinner home and make it 2 more dinners. But for me, it's all moderation. I will eat candy. I will eat bread. I will eat, obviously I eat fruits and vegetables and all that kind of stuff. But I think you just have to find what works for you. If you're into the high protein thing and it works for you, do it. You don't worry so much about what everybody else is doing. Will you ever talk about the details of your divorce, or is it something that you wish to remain completely private? No, I'm not going to air any dirty laundry. It was horrible. Let's just put it that way. But I don't particularly want the internet to know all the details that went down. A lot of you have kind of read between the lines in what I said in that last video. The way I worded things. I'm not going to sit here and go, this happened and this happened and this happened. No, it's personal. It's private. It was awful and horrible and something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, but that's where I'm going to leave it. How do you overcome self-insecurity when comparing yourself to other dancers? Great question. And this is something I should probably do an updated video on. You have to remember everybody in class has something that they are insecure about. Nobody, I guarantee you, even the most confident dancer in class has something they wish they could change. So nobody's perfect. Be proud of your strengths. If you're a great turner, honey, use it. If you're a great jumper, if you're, for me, it was always the artistic side. Like, I'm never going to be the one that can spin on my head and do 15 pirouettes and, do a bunch of crazy fast jumps. But I'm really good at adagio work and the artistry. And so if you just be proud of your strengths and know that every single person in class is insecure about something, it kind of takes the pressure off. Even pick the best dancer in the world, your favorite dancer. I guarantee you there's something about themselves they're not happy with. So everybody has it. You're not alone. And it's just about staying in your own head and doing your own thing and not worrying so much about everybody else. I know it's hard, but try it. Okay, kind of going along with this theme, what are you most insecure about your dancing and how do you deal with it? My biggest insecurity is in class, Petit Allegro. Petit Allegro and I don't get along. I think it's because, number one, I have huge feet. I literally wear a size 7 point shoe. 7 point shoe. Point shoes are smaller than street shoes. And my feet are just huge and they just get in the way and it's really annoying and I just can't move that fast because my appendages are really long. So anytime we get to Petit Allegro, I'm like, ugh. So for me, that was always an issue. And I just try and make it as clean as possible. I guarantee you, speaking from a teacher's perspective, I'd rather you do it cleanly than try and do all the beats and make it hard and just kind of slop your way through it. So it's just a matter of getting through it, being as clean as possible, and just working on it. Again, it kind of goes back to everybody has something that they are not happy with. When do you think was your best performance? And what ballet and which variation was it? I remember this so vividly. My best performance was a show of Romeo and Juliet with Robbie Fairchild. He was not initially my Romeo, but I was supposed to do it with Sean Swazi, and I had done it with Sean Swazi many times up until that point. If you've watched the commentary videos, you've seen me do it with Sean Swazi. But Sean got hurt that afternoon. And they pulled Robbie in to do it with me. And I remember us being like, oh, we had never done it together before. He had only ever done it with Sterling Hilton. So we grabbed a studio by ourselves and we just kind of went through the beats of the choreography, you know, the certain elements in the pas de deux and everything, but we did not rehearse the acting. We were like, you know what, let's keep the acting as just spontaneous as possible. And I remember that night, and everybody was kind of really excited about it because anytime there's a new pairing, people are, you know, and Robbie was the original. So I remember the wings being packed that night. And because we had kept the acting spontaneous, it was an amazing show. It was really, really good. And I think when you're under that much pressure, like, okay, we have to do this. We've never done this together before. Let's just, when you're both fully in it, yeah, that went great. The other one I vividly remember was a special gala evening that was called Dancer's Choice. And I think one of the principals, I think it was Jennifer Ringer, had put together the program that night and had coordinated the whole thing. And it was the very first time that Tyler Angle and I, you can also see on here, did the wedding pas de deux from Sleeping Beauty. It was the very first time I'd ever done it. And I just remember finishing in the fish dive and the house erupted. And it was like, you know, I should get to those stories also in Once Upon a Point. If you guys want more Once Upon a Point, let me know. But those two shows I will remember forever. And then Tyler and I eventually, several months later, went on to do the full-length Beauty. But again, you can see that video on here. Who do you think should choose your variations? I'm assuming you mean for YGP. Your teachers or yourself? That's a good one. Oftentimes I think you know your own strengths, but your teachers know what is in your best interest. Oftentimes we think, oh, I really want to do Black Swan, but your teacher might think, might not be a good idea. I would listen to your teacher. I would have some that you want to do, like make a list. I want to do this, 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 and this, and go to your teacher for advice. I think it should be a kind of dual decision because you might want to do something that actually will not benefit you, especially in a ballet competition, whereas your teacher sees you all the time. They see your strengths, your weaknesses, and they don't want you to get up there and look bad. So I would have a list of what you want to do, but talk it over with your teacher. Have it be a dual thing. What is your most embarrassing moment on stage? I think I've done 2 videos of ballet mishaps. I'll link them in cards for you. But I think to this day, it was the one where I got wrapped up. It was a ballet musical that I did several years ago. And we were doing the coda of Don Q. And my tutu, the backdrop was just a curtain, and my tutu caught the curtain, and I got wrapped up into the curtain and couldn't get out. Yeah, go watch that video. That was bad. That was just, it's still, people talk about it to this day. What is a role you always wanted to dance but never got the chance to do? Giselle. I would love to do Giselle someday. That would be a dream. Giselle would be a dream role. Manon would be a dream role. And actually I've done, obviously you've seen the videos, I've done, come on, what's it called? You know, the bird one, Swan Lake. Wow, it's been a long day. Swan Lake. I've done on gigs, I've done guesting performances like you've seen on here, but I'd love to do it with an actual major professional company. Will you be judging YAGP again this year? Yes, I will. I don't have my cities yet, but I will be judging. Probably not as many. I did 5 last year. I probably will only be doing 2 or 3, but I will be judging again. I know others have mentioned this before, but I'd love to hear your adoption story. Yeah, I had planned to do that on the vlog channel. Obviously, the vlog channel no longer exists, but leave me a comment if you'd like to hear the adoption story. I'm still definitely open to doing it, but let me know. Will you be doing Vlogmas this year? I don't know. See, I'm kind of on this thing right now, especially after the last several months in my life, that I mean, obviously you've noticed through Instagram and such, I just am not ready to share a lot of personal stuff right now. I'm kind of keeping things to myself, and part of that is that doing things for me right now and just not sharing a whole bunch. I don't know, because now that I don't have a vlog channel, would you guys want it on here if I did Vlogmas? I don't know that I will. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. Leave me a comment. You have a lot of comments to leave me. Are you interested in Vlogmas? I mean, I loved doing it, but I don't know if it's appropriate for this channel. Maybe I'll do some Instagram story. Maybe I'll really do up the Instagram story game, if nothing else. But I just, you know, when you go through something like I did and you get so badly hurt that the walls go up. And personal stuff right now is a bit, I don't know. I don't know. I would love to get back to it eventually, but I don't know if I'll do it this year, but I might compromise an Instagram story it. Let me know. Do you still have your pups? Yes and no. I do still have them. They are still mine. However, I have moved somewhere. Not quite ready to share where that is if you haven't figured it out already. But I have moved somewhere where I couldn't take care of them by myself. 2 65-pound labs would not be happy. So my parents have adopted them, and I go and see them when I can. But they are still a part of my family. I see them a lot. They are thriving. They have, since moving out of the situation, they have become different dogs. They have chilled out. Dixie is like living her best life, running around. My parents have a huge yard. You know, they're just doing so well. They're together, they're happy, they're thriving, and that's the most important thing. And they would not be happy with me right now. So, but my parents have fallen in love with them, and they are thrilled, and I see them a lot, and so all is good. But yes, they are still a part of my family. I got the dogs. Would you like to dance the Queen of Hearts in Wheeldon's Alice in Wonderland? Yes. Have you guys seen this? If you have not seen this, I'm gonna link it below for you. Christopher Wheeldon's Alice in Wonderland is, number 1, a genius ballet. Number 2, the Queen of Hearts does a spoof of the Rose Adagio from Sleeping Beauty. It is hilarious. It is just the best. I'll link it for you below. If you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. Oh, I think that would be so much fun. You know what else I'd like to do? Another role I'd love to do. I would love to do Carabosse. Like because some companies, she's beautiful and evil. It's not a man in drag. So I would love to do Carabosse. Like that would be, I could do a good Carabosse. Y'all watch out. Plus, that's in Sleeping Beauty where she don't even have to dance a step. So it's stress-free. Okay, a lot of these are video requests. Leave me some video requests, you guys. I think a part of the reason also I haven't done videos in addition to just being busy with getting back in the studio is I kind of don't know what you want in this point. So I want to check in with you in addition to all the other comments I've asked you to leave me. What videos do you want? Do you want more classes? Do you want more technique tips? Where do you want to go from here? I've been doing this channel for 4.5 years, and I think I'm at the point where I'm a little bit stuck because I want to give you the videos you guys want. It kind of goes back to the makeup video question. What do you guys want to see? I want to give you what you want to see. I don't want to do videos just for the sake of doing them. So let me know what you guys want to see. I think I'm going to stop here in terms of questions because this video is already goodness knows how long. So leave me video requests. Let me know about Vlogmas or the Instagram story thing. And just kind of where you want to go on this channel from here. Leave me podcast requests as well. Because yeah, I think part of my problem is I feel stuck because after doing this for 4.5 years, ballet is a niche subject. So there's so much more to talk about, but I want to make sure it's something you're going to benefit from. So leave me those comments in the box below. If you missed the video of the variation, pas de esclave variation where I teach it to you, it's right down there. You can click it to watch. Love you guys so much, and I will see you next time.